Hello, my name is Mrs. Paula Ajala, and I am a co-founder and the chairman of WOW Tanzania, which stands for Wakefulness, Orphans and Widows, Tanzania. And today we just thought that it would be a good idea to introduce myself to you and give you a little bit of background about how I got here, why I came here, how it all started. But I thought it would be more fun if I gave you a tour of my neighborhood. So today is Sunday, so let's have a day in the life on a Sunday in Tanzania. And if you can see my hair, it needs to be done. And so today is the first day I'm going to go and get my hair done with Tony. And I've never met him. He's never done my hair before. Okay, just leaving my house here. And now we're going to start walking over the river and through the woods to Tony's house we go. This is just to give you a look of beautiful Tanzania here. Now, you can't see it from here, but we have Mount Meru just over those trees. You can't really see it when it's cloudy, but Mount Meru is the tallest mountain in Africa. And we are also near Kilimanjaro, which is the tallest mountain, the tallest single standing mountain in the world. So let's go look at some rivers and some monkeys. So how did this all start? Well, I'm American, and I left America when I was 25 years old. I was in New York at the time. I've lived in so many different states. I was born in the Midwest by Chicago, but my mother was in the military, so we ended up living in Naples, Italy for 2 years when I was 6 years old. And then when I came back to the States, around, I don't know, I was under 8. I was maybe 7 or 8, closer to 8, I guess. And my dad moved to Texas. So I lived between Illinois and Texas, then moved to Seattle, Washington when I was 16. Did high school there. Then I went to university in Tacoma. Then I flew across the states because both of my parents worked for American Airlines. They're both retired now. I was able to go to Temple University in Philadelphia. Left my family, left home at 17. And then from there, I continued my studies at the New School of Social Research in New York, 2 years towards my master's. And at the time, my boyfriend, well, actually before that, I did a foreign exchange program in Paris, France, and I finished my degree in Paris, at Sorbonne in Paris. Then I went back to New York, worked on my master's, and then my boyfriend was murdered, and I pretty much lost my mind and decided to go back to Paris, where I ended up staying 23 years. Now, well, when I went to Paris, I didn't have any money. I had $500 in my pocket. I had a 6-month visa, student visa, that I did not go to school. I just used the visa to go back to France because I had such a great time before. It was where I thought I could pick up the pieces of my life, I guess. So I had $500 in my pocket. I had some friends there, but they were not in France when I tried to move back. So I stayed with a friend of a friend. It was a real hard time. I struggled. I worked under the table, but 23 years later, I now have double nationality. I have an American and a European passport. And I was there until 2021 when COVID hit. Okay, so here we are. I'm walking down, and you can see that this road is not paved. Okay, none of these roads are paved. It's they have main roads. When you come from the airport and you go downtown, you'll see the main roads that are paved. But outside of that, they're mostly dirt roads, which is not that big of a deal, except, when it's raining or when you're trying to drive a car with all these rocks and mud and so forth. So it really is nature at its finest. So here we are, and I'll get back to the story. So I started doing music in Philadelphia. I joined a music group, and I started writing, and then in New York I recorded my first demo. And when I moved to France, I started producing music, and my first album was out in 2008. And so I was very fortunate that from that first album I was able to sign songs to a small record label as an artist, and they released a song on a couple of compilations, and that's how I started my professional work as a singer-songwriter in France. And from there I went on and signed a deal with an artist called Jeremy Hills, and he was signed with Warner Music, electronic music, and so I was able to write 4 songs for his album. And from there I signed other deals with independent and international record labels. I was performing in Italy and Canada and France, the UK. So I was able to, work. I opened my own music publishing and production company in 2004. And the last song I released was just before I came here to Tanzania, called Let's Go Home to Africa. Let's go home to Africa, where we can breathe. Let's go home. Let's go home. Let's go home. Children. My music career was very satisfying. I'm very thankful that I had it. Now see here, so I'm going to the hairdressers, okay? So this is how you have to do. It's like a jungle gym. Let me concentrate. Okay, so here is where you might see some monkeys if they're around today. Lots of monkeys in Tanzania. We're getting to the river. So anyway, what was I saying about the music? Yeah, so I was able to perform and release songs with different independent producers over the years with different record labels, and that's been great. What happened was that in 2020, when COVID hit, okay, so here we go. This is the river. Now this is where people come to wash their clothes. Not everyone has running water here in Tanzania. So they have to come here and wash their clothes in the river, or use some kind of local public water source like a church, local church. So for me to cross the river, I have to go over this wonky bridge. And here we go. And ladies, you can't do this in heels, so make sure you bring your boots. And here's a little bit of that mud we were talking about. Okay guys, let me concentrate while I get up this hill. Okay, so that might be the hardest part of the trip today. Let's keep going. Anyhow, what was I saying? So everything was pretty normal until COVID hit. I was in the center of Paris, and COVID in France was a nightmare. It really was. It was much worse than in the States. So you couldn't leave your house for more than an hour a day. And when you did leave, you had to have a piece of paper with your reason for leaving. And if you didn't have this piece of paper, you could get fined. So this is some of that good old-fashioned mud I was telling you about. Now this is a daily obstacle, especially in the rainy season, where you have to figure out how to get your nice cute shoes through the mud. And if a car should happen to pass, believe me, this water will be on you, on your head. So we've made it to the main street here, and you can see the main street is paved, just not the side streets. Now this is the main street that'll take you to the airport and to the city, Arusha. So let's go and meet Tony. Okay, so I'm here waiting for Tony. I know when I give these fantastic stories, it sounds like I come from a rich family. It sounds like, mom and dad somehow paid or something, but none of that is true. It was a lot of hard work and a lot of hustle. And the Most High Father behind me and supporting me, and it was because of him that I was able to get through, and it's because of him that I'm here in Tanzania and able to do the things that we're doing now. And it is miraculous, it is a miracle story, but it was not because of rich parents. On February 10th, 2021, I was sleeping and I had a dream. An angel came to me in the dream, and he came close to my face. I was in the dream, I was sleeping just like in real life. And he came close to my face and he said, "The code for boundary is 522. And he said, I have 5 months to cross over. Then he had a finger in the dream. It was a long finger. Well, it was a regular sized finger, but at the tip of the finger, it was glowing like E.T. phone home. And he touched my foot. And when he touched my foot, my foot cramped, this incredible pain. And it hurt so much that it woke me up in real life. I had to wake up and grab my foot to stop this cramp. So the dream transferred over into real life. It was a very powerful dream. And I had a lot of confirmations from that dream. And I understood that I was being called to come to Tanzania. And that's one of the main reasons why I left France. And I'm here working with this NGO that we have founded. Okay, so here I am. I'm at Tony's. I'm very pleasantly surprised. It's a spa, actually, in my backyard. I did not know that this was here. This is my first time being here. And you can see it's very charming area. And then you come in and it's a full salon. I haven't seen this nice. Do you mind if I film?
Yeah,
No?
it's okay.
Okay. And so here we are. Here I am, final result, and I just want to introduce you to Anna. So she's my hairstylist here at, what is the name of the salon?
Salon, Anthony Salon.
It's Anthony Salon. So thank you very much.
Karibu sana.
All right, so let's go home. So this is one of the schools that we work at. It's called USA Primary School. And every term, we deliver food to the children. So to be honest, I don't even know where I was in my discussion, but just to wrap everything up, what we've been able to accomplish here in Tanzania so far is nothing short of a miracle. It's truly miraculous. And over the next few months, we'll explain more and share more with you about how miraculous this all is. But as far as the people that we work with, we can see lives changing right before our eyes with just the smallest amount of money. As I've said before, one of our children, they weren't going to school because they didn't have the school uniform, and his pants was broken, split. And so We bought him a new pair of pants. We bought him a new school uniform. The pants cost maybe $5. And since then, he's back at school and he's happy. He even told the headmaster how happy and thankful he is to be able to go to school and not be made fun of, ridiculed, and able to participate. So just a small amount like $5 has changed this boy's life. And that's what we do here. We're not giving handouts. We are working hard to almost got splashed by that school bus. We are working hard to help people break the spiral of poverty and to be able to themselves become self-sufficient and not need charity from anyone. So that's what we're doing, and that's why I'm here.